Starting with today's workout, the only thing that you're going to need, since most of the kettlebell movements will be done with both hands, is choosing a moderate to moderately heavy bell for this. Along with kettlebell movements, we will also be doing some body weight movements. So you've already taken care of all the timers and everything else that you need to do. Bring the bell, get your body, have a nice space to work out in, and we'll take it from there. Today's workout is going to be very hinge focused. So like we talked about in the previous videos, the hinge is that Superman, Instagram, pressed ham. So we're going to be lighting up a lot of the hamstrings around here. So make sure that you did not skip the mobility portion of this. If you need to go back and rewatch that video, please make sure that you're warming up adequately for these movements. Everything today is going to be based on time. We're going to work for 30 seconds. We're going to rest for 30 seconds. There are 6 movements, 3 kettlebell movements, and 3 bodyweight movements. We're going to go through the whole list as you follow along. Then we will rest for 1 minute as we start it again. We will do this cycle 3 times. Ready to go? Also grabbing the bell, getting ready here, and I have my timer ready. First movement is going to be a kettlebell deadlift. So I'm going to start the time. 3, 2, 1. Grab the bell, taking the tension out. Exhale on the way up and slow on the negative. Make sure you're squeezing the buns and driving the hip through. Make sure you're keeping a nice proud chest for these movements and a nice neutral neck. 1 and time. So again, in between rounds, I want to make sure you take a nice slow, long, deep breaths. Taking care of that time to recover here. Our first bodyweight movement is going to be bridges, which will take place down on the ground. Bringing your heels in, close to your butt, hands on the ground. Time, we're going to start here. Tucking tail, flattening your lower back against the ground, pushing into your heels, driving the hips up. Nice and slow on the way down. Really driving it up and squeezing the glutes. One, and that's time there. Come back up to standing. Setting up with your kettlebell here. We're going to do some high pulls. The main thing with this, the high pulls, is you're going to go up in 1 movement and down in 2 movements. Got about 10 more seconds. Nice big, slow, deep breaths in. Squaring up the balls of your feet to the horns of the bell. We'll get started here. So again, you're going to grab the bell, and with the deadlift, once you get to the top of the deadlift, you're going to drive your elbows up, 1 strong motion, stop at the half body, and then go back down. So up in 1, down in 2, so again, you're just driving your elbows up and out to the sides, letting the bell go up, following it back down. Good. Next bodyweight movement will be back down on the ground. We're gonna do bridges again, but we're gonna switch to single leg so you could really feel that hamstring and glute activation on either side. 10 more seconds in your rest, so get set up. So wiggling your shoulder blades underneath you, setting up. I'm gonna lift 1 leg. Back down nice and slow and switch sides. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze at the top. This first round, we're moving nice and slow, owning the movement, So we can pattern it into our brains. The last one. Good. And back up to your feet. The next movement with the kettlebell is the good morning. This is a good prep for swinging the kettlebell, which is one of my favorite, and it's just a powerful movement. So we're gonna combine the first two kettlebell movements and add just a little bit of a flip, getting the bell connected to your chest. So you can go down, set up like a deadlift, and then high pull. Then snap your elbows down, grabbing the horns. Push the bell into your body here, keeping a nice flat back, and then big breath in. Go for your hinge here, and then exhale, squeeze it through. Keeping the pressure in your legs as you do this. Last one. Beautiful. Now to help strengthen everything that's holding that kettlebell in place, those are all the muscles behind us. Specifically, we want to focus on the scapula to make sure that it is working together for us. So this next movement will be scapular push-ups. Instead of bringing your chest down by bending your arms, you're going to bring your chest down as low as you can here. This can be done kneeling or down low. So as we begin, start your nice strong plank position, dropping your chest down, squeezing your shoulder blades together, and then driving your shoulders forward to raise and lower yourself. Bring it down and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. If you need to again, this is just as effective from the knees. And that's our first cycle. So that was number one, just getting familiar with the movements. Next session is going to be a little less explanation, a little bit more intensity. But now we have a minute, whole minute, so nice big inhales and nice long exhales. Trying to recover, bring the heart rate back down as we rest. So we're already halfway through our cycle rest. So as the first cycle done, moving on to our next cycle. So here we could begin to set up. Stepping to either side of the kettlebell, pushing down and out with your feet. Nice proud chest. Be warming up in between the shoulder blades now so you can feel that pulling everything back. Extend the arms and now we wait. All right, here we go. Pressurize and then drive through the feet, drive the knees apart, squeeze the buns. If you do go all the way back to the ground, make sure you just a little kiss on the ground and then right back up because you don't want to lose all the tension that you have in your upper body. Almost there. Awesome. And for our next movement, back to bridges. So using these in between times to set up, make sure you have a nice, strong position here. So wiggling the shoulder blades there beneath you. Good, nice strong setup, pushing your hands into the ground, pushing the heels down into the ground. Big toe and little toe pushed into the ground. Big breath in and then on an exhale, drive your hips up. Inhale the way down. And here's the time if you need to, you can experiment with the angles. As it heels closer, heels farther away. Try to pick a range where you could find the most engagement in your lower body. Just there. And time, coming back up. Good, big slow breaths in between rounds. Next we're gonna do our high pull. So remember, we're going up in one big fluid motion, but back down in two motions. So you wanna stop the bell halfway before you control and lower it back down to the earth. Getting ready here. Pressurize and up in one big motion. And then back down and down. Up in one, down in two. Good, keep that pace. Get your breath in with your movements. Big exhale on the explosion up. And that's our time there. Next, moving back to bridges, but one leg at a time. So when you set up for this, go back down and try to find that same angle that was beneficial for you last time and set your feet in that position. Big slow breaths in between rounds. Getting ready to party. Here we go. Lift one leg. Really drive through with that posted leg. And switch sides. As you pattern this movement, you start to speed it up. A little bit more explosive. Good. And back up. So now we're already back to our good mornings. So from here, you're gonna start up with the deadlift into your high pull and snap the elbows down. So you're grabbing the bell. The invisible work that you can't see is I'm gonna try to pull the bell apart to really focus on all the muscles down behind me by pulling down and in like that. So getting set up. Getting ready for your high pull. Snap the elbows down, and then the bottom of the bell goes somewhere above your belly button, below your solar plexus. Go into your bow here, and then stand up. Inhaling on the way down, and exhale. Explode here. Almost there. Killer. So there's our good mornings. Now we're gonna do scapular push-ups. If you're on your knees last time, maybe try to be on the tip of your toes for as long as you can before you drop back down to the knees. Or you could find your way into a low plank, pushing through your forearms and your elbows. Let's get it set up here. And we're almost there. Push it up, and then nice, slow, lower, squeeze. If you want to get more out of it, you could really try to drive your elbows apart to either side. Almost there. Awesome. Those burn. Scapula is not a very big muscle, but it's a pivotal kind of team player to help recruit everything that's on the posterior or backside of your body. This is again, back to our second cycle rest. About 40 seconds here, so a little bit longer left. Those nice big deep breaths. Calming it back down, and then we're gonna roll through this last round a little bit faster, a little bit more engagement now that it's all in our brain and in our body. So you got 20 seconds left, already planning out, visualizing the movements and how this is going to go. Again, setting up for your deadlift, trying to pull the bell apart, pushing down and out with your feet. Lots of tension going on in these movements, and let's go. As you fatigue, make sure you're not doing any weird rubber chicken thing with your neck. Just keeping it nice and neutral. Keeping that engagement in the lower body. Almost Almost there. Beautiful. That's it for the deadlifts. Last set of double leg bridges here. So it's big, slow breaths as we make our way down to the ground. Wiggling the shoulder blades underneath you, planting the heel, the ball of the foot outside, all the toes, hands down. Here we go. Big breath in, and then exhale, driving it up. Almost there. Good. Back up to the feet. It's the last of our high pulls. And again, for the safety and effectiveness of this movement, I cannot stress the importance enough of coming up in one big motion, pausing at the halfway, and then lowering it down to make 2 motions on the way back down. That way, so you don't come all the way up and then come all the way down, slamming the bell down, sending shockwaves through your body. It's just not fun. So up in 1, down in 2. Here we go. Good, so driving those elbows up, nice and strong. Lowering it down with control. You don't want it swinging back down. Staying really close to the body as well on the pull. Almost there. Last one. Beautiful. So now we're gonna go back to the ground for our bridges, one leg at a time. So we're already halfway through our rest. Getting into position. If you've been starting with your left foot or right foot down, let's switch it up today. Here we go. Hamstrings should be starting to fatigue since we've been doing so much hinging. Make sure controlling the movement, not rotating the pelvis too much, just driving the hips up nice and strong. Almost there. All right. Last kettlebell movement, we're almost done. Let's keep it going here. So I'm gonna get into our good mornings. So make sure you're doing this nice and strong. As you pull the bell into yourself, you're gonna stretch apart the handle, just like that. So pushing your chest into it as you're pulling it in to create that nice, strong shearing motion. High pull, snap the elbows down, connect the bottom of the bell to your belly, squeezing the shoulder blades back here, go into your bow. Make sure shoulders are staying above hips for this one. Good, stay nice and strong. Recruiting those muscles on your back as we finish out. Killer. Now last one for the scapular push-ups. Make sure we're connecting everything in there behind us. It's gonna be very important moving forward. So, getting into your preferred position here, whether that is full plank or kneeling, doesn't matter as much because it's about what's in between your shoulder blades. So almost there, we got 5 seconds. Finishing strong here. And then lower it down, squeeze, 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 and then drive it back up. That's a good time to bring awareness. Is one side pushing a little easier than the other? Everyone's got a favorite side. And awareness is key. Good, we're almost there, stay strong. Only got about 5 seconds left. That was it. You made it, you survived. Hopefully there's no injury or holes in your floor here from dropping any bells. So making sure you're owning the movement going through. Now, as you jump into recovery, make sure you take a nice big, expansive, nice deep breaths. Then please keep the movement going today to help keep the train rolling of everything that we just built up. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, please reach out. I cannot wait to see you again soon.